You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
Blues and All Blacks halfback Finlay Christie is back in the Blues mix, having missed the last 7 games. He'll come off the bench tonight and joins us now. Finlay, what was the injury that's kept you out for so long?
Yeah, I had a couple of tears in my adductors and my groin, so pretty tough one to come back from. Just frustrating not being able to run and stuff, so it was a pretty slow process at the start, but obviously back in there now and pretty happy to be back on the field.
Were you targeting this kind of time of the season, or were you hoping to come back quicker? Obviously you were, but did this feel like the kind of time you would make it back if everything went well?
Yeah, I think we sort of penciled it in. It's quite a tough injury to get an exact return date, which I sort of found a wee bit frustrating at the start. It sort of was a week by week, how we're tracking sort of thing, but all going well. We sort of had penciled in this sort of part of the season, so I sort of got through my rehab without any hiccups and, obviously managing to get back out this week.
How do you know you're ready? Are you just pain-free now? Is that how you know?
Not quite pain-free, but I'm operating at enough to be able to obviously play. And I've had the last couple of weeks sort of, I guess, reintegrating back into training. So pretty much got through a decent week last week. And then this week I was back into it, sort of full noise. So I'm pretty confident after getting that under my belt. And, like I said, just getting those trainings in, it sort of gives you that confidence to get back out there.
Great to hear. Is it hard to stay aerobically fit when it's an injury like that? I mean, you can't really run or presumably can't cycle either.
Yeah, like I sort of said, it's pretty frustrating early on. Pretty much nothing on my feet. I was doing a lot of ski ergs, so maybe take up skiing after rugby. But a lot of off feet sort of conditioning sessions and things like that, and just really getting after the rehab. For the first sort of month before getting back into running. So it was frustrating, but again, sort of a different part of it, and it's all part of rugby, I guess. Everyone sort of has these times, so good to get through it. So
what did you say? On like a ski machine? So you just move your hips or something like that as if you're skiing? Is that how it works?
Yeah, pretty arm. Pretty much stand there and pull 2 ropes down for about half an hour. So
wow.
Get the sweat on, so I guess you can say it does somewhat keeps you fit, so that's sort of what you have to do.
How did you go watching the team play and not being able to play yourself? How are you as a rugby watcher?
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously you want to be out there, and it sort of sucks being in the stands, but luckily enough the teams are going really well, so it's been awesome to watch, and I guess in me not playing, there's been opportunity for other players, and it's been really cool to see Taufa and Sam go out there and sort of find their own rhythm and lead the way, and they've had an awesome season, and I guess they're a big part of why the team's been going so well. So I guess it's easier watching when we're winning, and like I said, just happy to be back in there. Good
stuff. Well, great to have you back. It is a good group of halfbacks that the Blues have. So Chiefs is your final round robin game before we go into the knockout stages. Does this feel like the kind of stern challenge that will prepare you pretty well for knockout footy?
Yeah, I think it will. We obviously knew going into the season that we had a pretty tough home stretch, and I think in the position we are in, these games, like you say, they're just going to help us sort of see what it's going to be like in the finals, because it's obviously different type of footy when it's finals footy, and these tough New Zealand derbies are probably the best way to get us ready. You obviously saw last week against the Crusaders, it was only decided by a few points, and that's sort of what we're expecting, and it's going to be a big challenge this week, and we're obviously looking to try and get a bonus point if we can, win first, but we know if we get that bonus point, we secure number 1, so ideally that's the goal, but like I said, we're going to have to go out there and win the game first. Yeah,
I was going to ask you about that, because by the time your game kicks off, you'll know, because the Hurricanes would have played their game against the Highlanders. So will it at all play into your mind, or you're not going to try and avoid the result, are you? You'll know what the score was in the early game before you go out there in your game.
Yeah, I guess it's we're probably lucky having that game before us, so we sort of know. It could just be a couple key decisions late in the game. I guess if we say we do need a bonus point and we're winning, maybe we need to go to the corner instead of taking 3 or something like that. But I guess that's something to to wait till the game and see, but you can't really go into it thinking about it too much. You want to just focus on, like I say, getting the win, getting the job done first.
That narrow defeat to the Crusaders last weekend, it snapped a really impressive run of wins for the Blues. Sometimes people say, a loss isn't always a bad thing. I don't even know if that's true. Is that true? Has it levelled you at all, or did you need levelling off, or not?
Yeah, I don't think we did. It obviously hurt losing, and I think the most thing we were disappointed about was probably our defence. It's been a cornerstone of our team this year, and I think we just had a pretty off day defensively. So that's the biggest thing we were disappointed about. And I guess probably if you look at it on the glass half full side, it's a good learning, and going into finals, it could be the kick up the bum that you sort of need. So we took a lot of learnings out of it, and hopefully it'll help us down the track.
How have you enjoyed being coached by Vern Cotter?
Yeah, I've loved it. I think the team's enjoyed it. It's such a different sort of outlook to the game, and I guess everyone can see looking in how simple our game is at the moment, and I guess that's what he sort of brings to a team like us, just getting the ball in a big, powerful ball carrier's hands and simplifying it right down, and it seemed to work so far.
Have you thought at all about the All Blacks this year, Finlay? Obviously, you've been out rehabbing, that sort of thing, but have you thought about what role you might play in a black jersey this year?
Oh, I guess it's always there in the back of your mind, but for me, I've always tried to just focus on what I'm doing here and trying to play well for the Blues, and I guess the rest takes care of itself. But yeah, being out injured obviously sucked, so I'm trying not to think about too much because I obviously haven't been playing rugby, so whatever happens, and I'll be able to live with that.
Yeah, well, I'm pleased that you're back just in time for the business end of the season. All the best against the Chiefs and on towards the knockout stages as well. Thanks for taking the time for a chat.
Awesome, thank you, cheers.
No, thank you, Finlay. Finlay Christie there out of the Blues. Let's get to the Chiefs. Another returnee from injury, Jimmy Tupou, back in the Chiefs mix after missing the last 4 games, going to start at lock. What was it with you, Jimmy? Was it a broken bone in your eye socket or your face that you suffered against the Waratahs?
Yes, I had a couple of things going on, mate. I fractured eye socket and a broken nose, so bit of a double whammy. Not ideal, but yeah, I'm back on the mend and back out there tonight, so looking forward to it.
Any trepidation about going into contact as you make your return from injuries like that?
I think initially, but I think following the protocols around returning to play, I've managed to get through a couple of weeks of full contact at training, and so I'm feeling reasonably confident about it. And I guess we'll see how we go, eh?
Well, I suppose better you than me, mate. Better you than me. But that's the reason you're the one running out there tonight. Obviously you had time previously with the Crusaders, the Blues, the last 5 years in Japan. How did the move back to the Chiefs come about?
So I made a decision to come back home for personal reasons, to be closer to family and the young fella that was starting school. And I actually came back with no plan, to be honest. And the plan was to come and play NPC and potentially just retire from full-time footy. But after a couple of weeks, I got a phone call from Donk and sort of seeing if I was still keen to play at this level. And I was surprised, to be honest. But fast forward about 5-6 months, I'm loving my time here. And being on the opposite of the Chiefs in the past, and then coming into being a part of the group, it's been pretty special, man. And I'm truly grateful to the club for the opportunity they've given me.
Did you say yes pretty quickly? You didn't have to think too long and hard about it when Clayton McMillan made the approach?
Yeah, I signed the contract before they could change their mind. So within 5 minutes, mate, I signed on the dotted line, and before they had a chance to think about what they were doing. But I've really enjoyed my time here, and I'm a bit older now, and so I think I appreciate the game a lot more, and to be given the opportunity to come back and play Super, I'm stoked.
I think this will be your first game against the Blues. Something a bit special there as you face one of your former sides?
It's always interesting mentally. I guess, I spent a little bit of time playing at the Blues, and a lot of the senior players I've played with in the past. And obviously playing back at Eden Park, being from South Auckland, it's nice. I have my family there, but it will be a little bit strange. But I've been a Chief since the end of November, so my blood bleeds red, black and yellow. So come Saturday, mate, like I said earlier, mate, we'll wait and find out.
So have you enjoyed it though? Have you, was it when you signed on that dotted line, and if you fast forward to now, is it kind of what you expected? Have you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah, to be honest, I've been out of the game in New Zealand for half a decade, and so I was a little bit nervous around whether my body could keep up with with the game and how challenging and how physical and intense it is week in, week out. But I think because of the body, it's been really good, and there's an awesome culture here, and such a tight knit group. It's made things really easy for me, and like you said, I really enjoyed here. It's it's just given me a lot of perspective about what I've done before, but also stepping into a group where I'm a bit older, and it's more about what I can contribute to the team, and hopefully I can give a few little golden nuggets here and there when I can.
I'm sure you can. Can I just ask you about Japan? You were there for, as you say, over about half a decade, 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Did the standard of the game in Japan improve markedly during your time there?
Oh, I think the World Cup in 2019 really upped the game in Japan, and I think after that World Cup, we were flooded with a lot of good international players and good players from all over the place. And I definitely think it was just unfortunate. I think with the timing of COVID, it really kicked off the start of 2020. It was over there in Japan, and it sort of slowed down a little bit due to COVID. But no, the standard of rugby there is definitely growing, and I think if you have a look at the pre-season games we played over there in the Blues as well, the quality of teams that they have over there is definitely grown since I've been there.
Good stuff. And just back to the Chiefs, regardless of what happens in this final game, you'll be fourth. You've got a home quarter final next weekend. How do you assess the season, Jimmy? You and the players and the coaches, how do you assess the regular season as you look forward to the playoff stages?
Yeah, I think if you go off the back of last year, obviously, it's probably a lot of expectation on us to have a similar season. But I think we'll be the first ones to admit it's been a little bit clunky. But we also feel as a group that we haven't quite, we haven't quite clicked yet. But now it's the time of the year where you sort of have to click, and if you don't, you're not going to be playing footy. So I think that's been the positive thing around us is, we haven't quite put out a performance that we're fully happy with. So. It needs to start with playing against the Blues so we can get a bit of, momentum and confidence going into the quarterfinals next week.
Brilliant. Well, I hope it goes well tonight. Hope the face holds up okay, Jimmy. Appreciate you taking the time for a chat, mate.
No, awesome. This is all mine. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for joining us, Jimmy. Jimmy Tupou there out of the Chiefs. So there you go. Fiji and Drua Rebels, 2:05. Hurricanes Highlanders, 4:35. Blues Chiefs, 7:05. And then later on tonight, Force Brumbies, 9:35. So I guess as Saturday turns into Sunday, we'll get sent through the confirmed quarterfinal draw days and venues, etc.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.